Welcome everybody. We are going to walk through setting up our brine shrimp investigation. So I want to make sure that we've got our materials ready. We've got 4 cups that have 150 milliliters of aged tap water. That just means that you let the water from your sink sit for a few days so that the chemicals kind of die out, and it's aged. Then we've got a container of kosher salt from one of our science kits. We have our measuring spoons from another one of our science kits. And we have a craft stick. And last but not least, we have our brine shrimp eggs. So,
You need those most important.
show those right there. So for our eggs, for this, we've also got one of our FOSS trays, and I've already taken sticky notes and labeled them 0, 2, 4, 6 spoons to show how much of the salt is going to be added into each cup. So one of my cups is getting 0, so I'm going to go ahead and just set it over here. That way it is out of the way. And my assistant is going to help with getting the salt. So we're going to do 2 spoons of salt into the first cup. So remember to scoop and then use the craft stick to level it off. Just kind of slide it across.
Is this good?
Kind of dig it back in. Nope, dig it, scoop it back in. Scoop it back in.
What?
Scoop it back in. Okay. I'm gonna scoop, just going straight across the top. Okay, there you go. All right. And so then we're going to put it into our first cup, and we're going to put 1 more scoop of salt into that cup. Remember to love, no, you need more salt in there. You overfill it, and then you just go straight across the top. Okay, and then pour it in. And we can kind of gently stir. So we've mixed our salt, and we went and grabbed a spoon just so we could stir the kosher salt in. So this was our 2 spoons. And we're going to set that over on our tray. And we're going to start up our next one. So we're going to do 4 spoons.
I was supposed to put the spoon back in the water because I got confused.
Yep, don't do that. Okay, remember to use the craft stick to slide it off.
Is this good?
Well, when you use the end of it, you're digging it out, so scoop more in there. It's just like measuring when you're baking.
Is this good?
You want to just go straight across the top. There we go. Okay.
This one?
Yep. So there's 1. Don't put the end of it on over it. Just use it just to slide across, just like that. Okay?
Okay.
All right. There's 2. Okay. Okay. There you go. That was perfect. Okay, don't start dipping it in there. 3. And 1 more.
Oh, darn it. I got a little bit lost.
Okay.
It's so good. Let me try this.
Lay it flat across it. There you go. Okay. 4. Now we're going to set down the measuring spoon. We're going to grab our little plastic spoon, and we're going to stir it up. If you have the little lids to your cups, you can actually put a lid over the cup and you can swish it. But if you don't, using a spoon works just as well. You just need to make sure that you completely dry your spoon between each one to make sure that you're not cross-contaminating. So we're going to take this one,
off the spoon really
yep,
good.
and put it over with our 4. So now we've got 0, 2, 4, and we're going to do 6.
Is this dry?
That should be good. And so we'll just let it sit.
Yeah, the same as always.
Okay, so this one's going to be 6. There's 1. 2. Be careful of the water. 3. Let's dry this off because it got a little bit wet. Nope. Take it over to the paper towel, dry it off. It got just a little wet. There we go. Okay, so that was 3. We've got 3 more to do. Okay. 4.
No, it doesn't have much as
Okay.
Scoop it. Okay.
5. 1 more.
Scoop it.
And 6. Right, and so then we're going to give it a good stir. Careful not to slosh.
Yeah.
Well, we can't swish it because we don't have a lid.
Can't like do this and do this at
No,
the same time.
We don't want to slosh because we will be taking away from the brine shrimp's habitat. So the whole purpose of this, in case you haven't figured out, is we're trying to figure out which environmental conditions the brine shrimp are going to do the best in. So we're going to come and test
I
this.
see little browns.
We can scoop it out. All right. So now we're going to do our brine shrimp. With this, you would want to use a micro spoon. They are the teeny tiny spoons that come in the FOSS kit. It is actually smaller than that. I do not have a micro spoon at my house, so I'm going to do the tiniest pinch. A little bit goes a very, very long way.
I think they do the best in.
Yes, and as you're doing this with your students, you will want them to make their predictions, just like my assistant did, as far as which one it will do the best in.
I honestly think it's gonna be 4 because it's in the middle.
It very well could be.
It could be. I know.
And so once we get our brine shrimp in there, we do want to give them a little swish to kind of get them hydrated.
That's 4.
Okay. And
Is this good?
then after these are set, then we just let the kids make observations every couple of days and see which one we start to observe our shrimp hatching in first. Okay, so we'll do a top view and kind of see what everything looks like. All right, and we will check on these in a few days.